She had no idea I knew. That's what made the whole thing surreal. Every morning, we sat across from each other at the breakfast table. She'd scroll through her phone with that same easy smile, the one I used to fall for, the one she used when she lied. I memorized it. For 3 weeks, I carried the truth around like a hidden weight pressing on my chest. I knew his name. I knew where they met. I even knew the scent she wore for him. Not mine. It was floral, light, cloying. I hated it from the first time she came home wearing it. When I told her that, she just smiled and said, "It's growing on me." That should have been my first clue. I let it slide. She thought I believed her stories. Late marketing meetings, sudden fitness kicks, new hobbies that kept her out late. But I'd already seen the messages. I'd already watched her walk into that hotel. Fingers laced was like they had nothing to hide. I didn't say anything right away. That was my power. I watched her, closely, the way she paused before answering a question, the way she jumped at every phone notification, the way she still kissed me goodnight, with the same lips she gave someone else. I stayed in character, played the part. I smiled, cooked with her, asked about her day, even planned a weekend trip. She didn't know I had already scheduled a meeting with a lawyer. The same day she told me she had an off-site with her team, I was signing documents that would change everything. That night, she came home late. I was in bed, still and quiet. She slipped under the covers. Thinking I was asleep, I heard her sigh, like she'd gotten away with something, like she'd won. She didn't know the game was already over. The next morning, I made her coffee, just the way she liked it. She walked into the kitchen in one of my shirts. Try and keep up the act. Maybe she really believed nothing had changed. Maybe she thought I was still in the dark. After breakfast, I decided it was time. No drama, no shouting, just the truth delivered plainly. She was rinsing her mug in the sink when I spoke. "Hey," I said, like I was about to suggest we go for a walk. "We need to finalize the divorce." She froze. Water kept running over her hand, but she didn't move, didn't speak, just stood there, stiff as stone. Then slowly she turned to face me, pale, quiet, like her system couldn't process what she'd just heard. "What?" she whispered. I said it again, clearly this time. "We need to finalize the divorce. I've already spoken to a lawyer. You'll get the paperwork this week." She blinked, confused, shaken. "Why are you saying that?" Her voice cracked. "Where is this coming from?" I didn't respond. I didn't need to. I walked over to the drawer, pulled out the printed text, receipts, screenshots, all of it, and placed them on the table. She didn't look right away, just stared at me, probably hoping for an outburst she could twist to her advantage. I gave her nothing. When she finally looked down, I saw it hit her. She moved slowly, fingertips grazing the papers like they might burn her. She read the text, the ones where she mocked me, called me dull, said I'd never leave, even if I knew. That one stung. Her lips moved, forming silent words. Then she finally said it. "I can explain." "No," I replied. "You can't, and you don't need to." That's when she cracked. All the confidence disappeared. The carefully built persona fell apart in front of me. She turned into someone else entirely, a guilty, broken woman facing consequences for the first time. "I made a mistake," she said. I nearly laughed. A mistake? A mistake is forgetting to lock the door or burning dinner. What she did wasn't a mistake. It was a series of choices, each one made with intention. I told her I'd be gone by the weekend. The house would be sold. Everything else would go through the lawyers. I wasn't angry anymore. I was finished. That calm, that detachment, that's what scared her most. Not the legal part, not the exposure. What terrified her was realizing she hadn't shattered me. She begged. She cried. She dropped to her knees, promising she'd cut him off, that none of it meant anything, said it was a moment of weakness. But it was too late. The woman I once loved, she didn't exist anymore. I left her on the kitchen floor, crying. I didn't take much, just my keys, my dignity. And as I stepped out the front door, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Freedom.